The real focal point of the Reliance AGM was the Jio AirFiber announcement. Now, just to understand how this works and what this technology means for all of us here in India, I'm joined by a very special guest, Tarun Pathak of Counterpoint. Tarun, what a pleasure to have you with us on Tech Today.
Hello.
Tarun, let's break it down for the Tech Today community. Everyone watching and tuned in across our platforms, what is Jio AirFiber and how is it different from, say, a Wi-Fi hotspot?
Yeah, so if you look at largely the concept of air fiber is delivering the same kind of speed what your traditional home internet fiber has been giving you, but over the air and without any wires. So there is no wires that are involved. Speed is almost very fast, almost like 5 times faster than your traditional routers. And the mechanism to basically operate is very simple. You just need to bring in the router, plug and play, turn it on, and that's it. That the earlier ways of like calling a particular employee from this some of your service providers, the mechanism of couple of days is just now gone. You just bring in a router, turn it on, and that's it all. So you are getting the same kind of speed, obviously in some cases much faster than your speeds what your fibers would have been delivering.
So in terms of that connectivity, how is this really a game changer? Now, would you classify this, if implemented successfully, as a true game changer, Tarun?
It is, because see, I think the biggest thing here is in terms of experience and reaching out to the user. So for example, how the entire mechanism works in FWA is you have a wireless transmitter or a receiver that is installed at your end, and that wireless transmitter is then connected to an antenna, right? And that communicates to a base station and everything. So the process is very simple in that sense. You are getting like gigabit speed over the air, and then obviously for consumers it's a win-win situation. The only thing that is pulling it down as of now is the cost of the setup, which is almost double in case of your traditional broadband setup, because the routers here are expensive as of now, and then you have plans which are a bit expensive as of now. But over a period of time, we believe that challenge is going to be taken care of. We have seen across the world the fixed wireless access routers, their prices have come down significantly, and going forward we think this is going to come down even. So a win-win for user.
So just to clarify, Jio Fiber versus Jio AirFiber. Now, the nomenclature is a little confusing. Can you please explain to our viewers how the two of them are different?
The solution is in the name, right? So it's like fiber over the air. You call it as air fiber, which means you just need to turn it on, plug and play, and then it's happen. And then you have normal one. I think someone needs to like make it a part of this. You have a fiber, and that can be a part of the air fiber, and then which is not. Then obviously there is a bit of confusion. Consumer do not connect to these differences very easily. So someone needs to break it down to the consumer what exactly it is. And the big one of the key question that consumer will be asking is how it is different from my mobile hotspot or something. If I just turn on my mobile hotspot, what is the difference? So for example, here I think there's a lot of we believe that upskilling that needs to be done. For example, in your traditional broadband hotspot, you have like Wi-Fi 5, right? Now the telecom companies that are providing, in case of Jio or Airtel, they will be providing you a router with the Wi-Fi 6 capabilities. So now what Wi-Fi 6 does is a lot of advantages over Wi-Fi 5, which means lower latency, wider coverage, higher speeds. So your routers, typically what consumers sees at their home, they have not been upgraded over years, right? So they do not know the exact nomenclature, because if your equipment is not upgraded, means you have restriction in terms of receiving those speeds. But if your equipment is latest, high level, it's similar like we upgrade our smartphone model because we need the latest and the greatest. I think the consumer do not relate it similar from the router segment. So someone needs to basically tell them, okay, is it the time to upgrade your router?
Tarun, at Counterpoint, you guys track a lot of numbers and shipments and stuff like that. Now, when it comes to the Jio book, we reviewed it on Tech Today and we really listed out its pros and cons. Very interesting at that price point. But how do you view the Jio AirFiber announcement? Is this truly going to be a game changer? How do you think it's going to really transform the entire connectivity revolution here in India?
So we are quite hopeful on that, optimistic. I think we are also keeping FWA as the leading use case of the 5G. So if you look at right now, India's broadband penetration is lowest in the world. We are a nation that is consuming highest amount of data in the world, but our broadband penetration in India is very low. So for example, we have it's among the lowest in the world. We have only 1.69 people connected on the fixed broadband penetration for every 100 people. So and it is highly underpenetrated at 9.1% only. So what we believe that the entry of the Jio will make it more competitive. Obviously we have two solutions from Airtel and then we have Jio. 80% of the broadband in 2022 was on the based on fiber.